Let me ask you a question. Do you ever scroll social media and just feel like everybody's getting ahead and you're stuck behind? Everyone else is building wealth and you just can't? They all live in nicer houses, driving nicer cars, wearing nicer clothes, and you're just like, after paying rent, just barely pay your bills and maybe go out to eat once a month and you just can't seem to get ahead? If so, you're not alone. I've been there too. In this video, we're going to jump into why you feel like everyone else is getting ahead and you're not, and most importantly, what you can do about it so that you can get ahead. So first up is your spending habits are invisible. Same with everyone else. You can see their nice car, their nice house, nice apartment, but you don't actually know what they're spending. And what you may be comparing is somebody's nice house, somebody else's nice car, somebody else's nice vacation, somebody else's nice clothes. And you think that somebody has all those things, when in reality, it's your priorities. And each person may prioritize their house or their car or their vacations and not everything. Really, like Paula Pants, you can afford anything, but not everything. Another big thing is that debt is invisible. You don't know how big of their car payments or their mortgage or their credit card bills are. And maybe you're trying to actually be smart and pay off your debt and build some wealth, but you don't see that the people with those nice houses and cars are just racking up debt over time. Next up is comparison. And there's this old saying I like, it's comparison is a thief of joy. So what does it matter what I have versus you, or you versus your high school friend that you never talk to anymore? Like, it just doesn't matter. So I think you need to set your realistic expectations and compare yourself today against yourself in the past and yourself today against yourself in the future, and just try to grow over time. But you're never going to compare an 8th grade basketball player against Kobe. You might be comparing yourself against somebody on their wealth building journey that they've been playing basketball or building wealth for 20 or 40 years. Or maybe they were set up for success and they inherited a bunch of money. You don't really know what that person has gone through. So if you're just getting started on your journey, don't try to be like Kobe Bryant after shooting free throws in your backyard for 2 weekends in a row. He put in decades of experience. So you've got to kind of set yourself up with realistic expectations there. Another big thing here with the comparison is, are you comparing their outputs or are you to your outputs? Or are you comparing their inputs to your inputs? And there's so many things in this world that are just so wildly out of your control. So I really think you need to focus on your inputs. Are you paying down your debt? Are you investing regularly? And don't worry about how rich you are or your investment returns and what CNBC says the stock market's going to do under the next president. Like, it just doesn't matter. You need to focus on your inputs. Are you going to the gym, or are you just wishing you would lose weight by looking in the mirror and stepping on the scale more? You have to control what you can control, and that's your inputs. And then compare your inputs against somebody else's inputs if you want. Ideally, somebody that's already successful in that venture. So don't just focus on your lack of inputs and their extreme outputs. They probably have extreme inputs. So try to match that, and the rest will come, as they say. Maybe you're just living only for today. Are you trying to end up in a better place than you are today? Are you trying to pay off debt? Are you trying to build wealth? These compound interest calculators work. So if you put $100 a month or $1,000 a month into savings over 40 years, it's pretty easy to come out a millionaire. But if you input $0 per month for 40 years, what do you expect? So you have to make sure you're balancing the living for today, but also planning for future. Don't just live for today and hope it all works out. Like, you've got to have somewhat of a game plan, and you've got to be consistent there. Next up is you need to define your own goals. So don't set the same goals as somebody 10 years ahead of you in whatever journey they're doing. Don't set a basketball goal like Kobe Bryant. If you're just in 8th grade playing basketball, or you're 23 years old trying to pay off student loans, or you're 32 years old trying to set up your first 401k, set realistic goals. Figure out what you want in your life. What's a career that you actually want to work in? Where's the area that you want to live in? What's the lifestyle that you want to live? And you have to think about that. And that all has trade-offs. And you have to live with the downsides of those trade-offs. And that's okay. You have to set your own goals, figure out a plan on how to work towards those goals over time. Next up is trade-offs. And it's kind of expanding on my earlier points there, but it's I like this old motivational video. It's how bad do you want it? Are you willing to put in the work? Or do you just want to snap your fingers and hope something just magically knocks on your door or appears in your lap while you're watching Netflix? You have to work for a lot of things. You have to sacrifice for a lot of things. You have to really look yourself in the mirror and be like, am I going to do whatever it takes to get this done? A lot of things take more work than you think they should, and they take more time than you think that they should. But a lot of people that get over that hump, they do say that it's worth it. With real estate investing that I like to do, I've watched hours of painting YouTube videos. I've painted for more hours than I can count, and I've watched paint dry for more hours than I count. Nobody says that's fun or cool. That's a trade-off of getting into real estate investing, is you've got to invest a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort into it. Most people do it. It's not passive like they say. You have to accept some of those trade-offs, and maybe you want to pay down your debt now so you can have a lot more freedom in life later. And that means you're going to live maybe a below average lifestyle for. And next up, you just need to have realistic expectations. And so maybe that's with your job, with raises, with promotions, with compound interest. If you put all of your money in Dogecoin versus an index fund or a mutual fund, well, what do you really expect? You're just kind of gambling with it then. You have to live in reality, whether you like it or not. To understand reality and get realistic expectations, a lot of people need to find mentors and coaches and peers and guides that can help them along their journey, which I guess is a good time to plug. I'm starting some financial coaching next year, and I'm giving away the first 10 spots for free next year. I'm trying to do it as an introductory offer. Drop a comment, coach, down below if you want to take one of the 10 free financial coaching videos. I have two main courses. One is how to go from $0 to $10,000 in savings. Then the second one is how to go from $10,000 to $100,000 in savings. Both of those I've done more than once and I've helped other people do that as well. So those are the top 7 reasons why it seems like everyone's getting ahead, and most importantly, what you can do about it and how you can frame your mind right to understand what's actually going on, and then how you can set yourself up in the future to start building your own financial plan and your own financial future. Make sure to like and subscribe below. Thanks.